Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another fantasy football mock draft video. We're doing it on Sleeper app, and it's a 12-team PPR draft from the ninth spot, as per a request from a subscriber in the comments. So, if you want me to do your draft from where you're picking with your settings, I'll do that. Just leave it down below in the comments. And I will be doing a super flex draft tomorrow because I do know my one subscriber does enjoy those videos. So I'll make that for him tomorrow. But we have a 12 team, or in the next couple of days, next 2, 3 days. So it's a 12-team PPR draft. The roster positions are 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, flex, kicker, defense, and 6 bench. So if you want me to do your thing, make sure to leave a comment like with the roster settings too, so I can make sure to do it correctly. But like I said, we're doing a 12-team PPR draft from the ninth spot. Before I start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please go down below and click the subscribe button and click that notification bell to get notified for daily videos. There are going to be more double uploads coming once I have a lot more time. Probably on the weekends I'll make more videos. So thank you guys all for watching. But we're going to start the video now. So the first pick is Saquon Barkley, followed by Ezekiel Elliott, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Adams, David Johansen, DeAndre Hopkins, Le'Veon Bell. Now, we're at this point, and this is where I don't see. The thing is, I don't know what's going to happen with Melvin Gordon because right now, if Melvin Gordon fell to me at this pick, and I knew Melvin Gordon was going to get the Chargers were going to give him the bag, they were going to sign him, then I would be confident picking Melvin Gordon here. But since I don't know that, it's a lot more up in the air for me, at least. So I'd want to go with a more safer option because, like I say, you always got to be safe in the first couple of rounds. Make sure you get the guys that are safe, are healthy, that stay healthy. Even though it's hard to predict injuries, guys that have less injury risk, that's who you want on your team. So we're going to go Joe Mixon here. After we picked Joe Mixon, Michael Thomas comes off the board, followed by Melvin Gordon, Julio, James Conner, Odell Beckham Jr. And now it's our pick. So once you go, you get right here, since it's a 12-team league and not a 14-team league, it is pretty easy to still get a stacked roster for your starting positions now. Not as easy as a 10 or 18 league. And the running backs do come off the board quick. Same with the big three tight ends, Kelsey, Ertz, and Kittle. But I do think at this position, it's pretty good to either go right here is either you got to go double receiver, or I think you can go a running back and a receiver because you're still going to get an elite receiver and an elite running back. That's where I like doing the running back wide receiver combo in the first 2 picks. So, with that being said, I do want to get the receiver that I like more. So, personally, I prefer Juju over Antonio Brown, the old teammates. Now, personally, the reason why I like Antonio Brown less is because he's on a worse team, and I think that Juju is going to get a shit ton of targets this season. So that's why I'm more confident in him. Now, AB doesn't have as good as a quarterback as Juju also, so you got to keep that in mind. So that's why I'm going Juju here. After we went Juju Smith-Schuster, Antonio Brown came off the board, followed by Dalvin Cook, Damian Williams, Todd Gurley, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Nick Chubb, T.Y. Hilton, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Adam Thielen, Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Kerryon Johnson, and Zach Ertz. So the first quarterback came off the board of Patrick Mahomes. Typically, you're going to see him go in the 3rd or 4th round of these mocks that I've been doing. But in your at-home league, you may see him go in the 1st or 2nd round. Just so you know, I probably say that in every single video, but it's just for you, the viewer, to understand that that could happen. And if you guys are only staying for the first couple of minutes, this is my first couple of picks, I'd recommend you stay all the way to the end to get the sleeper picks towards the end, because you won't get as much information from just watching the first 7 minutes of my video. So, with that being said, I do like to get a solid running back in the 3rd round here because the running backs do fall off a lot after the first 3, 4 rounds. Like it gets bad in like the 5th, 6th round. There's not guys that you really want on your team that you like so much to start. Whereas in the receiver position, I think that there are receivers that I would want to start back there. So if you wanted to go tight end, right here is where you'd have to do it. So if you want Kittle on your team, right here is where you'd have to pick him. You may have even had to have picked him earlier because he may have already went. Because like I said, the big 3 tight ends typically go in the first 3, 4 rounds, typically even the first 3 rounds. So if you wanted Kittle, right here is where you had to take him because I highly doubt he will fall back to us. So Tyreek Hill, I want to talk about this also. Tyreek Hill's ADP has currently moved It's moving up because a couple days ago he was going in the back of he was going like the fifth, sixth, seventh round. But now that his suspension has been lifted today, as I'm recording this on Monday, the 22nd of July, his ADP has moved up to the 3-1 right here. It'll probably end up even being towards the front of the second round or the middle of the second round come August towards draft time. So we're going to go running back here because I don't like waiting because the running backs, as we get later, will be worse. So we are going to go with someone who I think is safe in Marlon Mack. And even though he's not, since in PPR, you kind of want to get a running back that's going to be catching passes. But I still think that even though he doesn't catch too many passes, he's going to hop in the end zone. He gets a bunch of attempts each game. So he's pretty safe, in my opinion. Other than over a guy like Devontae Freeman, who is injury prone, a guy like Derrick Henry, who we don't know too much of if he'll be like the end of last year. His season told two different stories. The first half, pretty much the first 10 games was shit. The last couple of games was some Hall of Fame shit. And then Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery, obviously rookies, unknown what will happen to them. So that's why I go with the safety of Marlon Mack. After we have Marlon Mack, Devontae Freeman comes off the board, followed by Julian Edelman, George Kittle, Stefon Diggs, AJ Green, Derrick Henry. Like I said, Kittle would not fall back to us. So now it's our pick, and we're looking for our wide receiver 2 or our flex as a running back. But I wouldn't mind necessarily waiting on the receiver position and going running back and getting our wide receiver 2 when it comes back. And I say this because if you don't get a couple of good running backs, it's very hard to win. Even if you have two great wide receivers, if you don't have at least one or two good running backs that you're confident in and week out, then you're going to be pretty fucked because it's kind of easy to find a wide receiver on the waiver wire, but finding a solid running back one, or not even running back one, but a running back you want to even flex is pretty fucking impossible. So that's why we're going to go running back here. And I like one of these guys slightly more. Now, it's the two rookies. It's David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs. And I do like David Montgomery slightly more. Now, I do know Josh Jacobs will be involved heavily on that team. But I think that David Montgomery will be on a better team. And I don't know if he'll be worked in initially. So you may not be able to start him week 1. But I think he'll get progressively worked in come like week 3 or 4. You'll be able to start him. And he'll be a solid running back on that team. So that's why we're going to go David Montgomery here. You can always find a flex. You can always have a flex on your bench that you can start over David Montgomery and then just wait a while and see how it goes. So that's why we're going to go David Montgomery. After we went David Montgomery, Philip Lindsay came off the board, followed by Josh Jacobs, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin, Mark Ingram, Calvin Ridley, Kenny Galladay, Kenyon Drake, Chris Carson, Cooper Kupp, Andrew Luck, Sony Michel, James White, Tyler Lockett, Mike Williams. So, if I did not take David Montgomery, I would have been stuck with a guy like Tariq Cohen, Tevin Coleman, Lamar Miller, Darrell Henderson, Rashad Penny, guys that I don't like as much as a guy like David Montgomery. So that's why I like to load up on the running backs early. I missed out on a couple of wide receivers here, guys I like Galladay, Ridley, Godwin, Woods, Cooks, Lockett, Mike Williams. I like all those guys except for Kupp due to his injury concern. But now it's our pick, and we still got a bunch of receivers that are good here. We got a guy like Jarvis Landry, DJ Moore, Tyler Boyd, Sammy Watkins, Dante Pettis. Bunch of good names. So we're going to go with, in my opinion, the best player on the board at the receiver position. That is Tyler Boyd. Now, I like Tyler Boyd because even though, Cincinnati sucks, you may say. You may tell me that the Bengals suck, and I'm aware they suck. I don't think they're that good. But what I do know is that I think that Joe Mixon will be running the ball, and they'll be kind of scared. So Tyler Boyd may be able to have a great year like he had last year. I think he's going to get a bunch of catches each game, a bunch of targets, and I think that him getting 60 yards and 6 catches each game, like it shows his projection being, that's like 12 points a game. He may even hop in the end zone. So you're going to have some solid weeks out of Tyler Boyd. I feel like he's a lot safer than a guy like Jarvis Landry, who may end up putting a goose egg up on your team every couple of weeks when the ball is just being thrown elsewhere, when they have so many weapons on the Cleveland Browns. So we're going to go Tyler Boyd here. After we went Tyler Boyd, Jarvis Landry came off the board, followed by O.J. Howard, Aaron Rodgers, Tariq Cohen, Tevin Coleman, Deshaun Watson. And now it is our pick. So currently 4 tight ends came off the board and 3 quarterbacks. Typically, you're going to see a guy like Andrew Luck, Rodgers, or Watson go earlier in your at-home draft. They may be gone by the 3rd, 4th round. And Mahomes, like I said, may go by the 1st or 2nd round. So let that be known depending on how well or how good your league is. So it is our pick, and we're going to be going wide. Actually, probably wide receiver or running back here. We have our 2 starting running backs. We don't really want a tight end here because I feel like we're paying too much when we can get a good wide receiver or running back here. So I think we're just gonna go. The running backs seem pretty good. Like I don't hate any of these guys. And I don't love these guys too much. Like I doubt Penny will fall to us. I like him a lot. So I'd rather just go receiver here and make sure we have a solid wide receiver 3 to throw on the flex the first couple of weeks for Dante Pettis or for David Montgomery, but I just spoiled the pick. It's gonna be Dante Pettis, a guy that everyone in the fantasy football community, they're sucking him off. They're like, Dante Pettis is gonna be fucking great, and now I think he can be great. I don't know if he's gonna be great, but what I do know is he's gonna get the targets on the team. He's gonna be scoring touchdowns. He's gonna play great like he played last year. At the beginning of the year, when he played with Jimmy Garoppolo, he said he didn't truly understand the playbook the whole year. It's very hard, that system. And now he knows the playbook. Now he knows which way to run. He knows what fucking route to do. He knows what the fuck to do. Last year he was very confused. So I think that Pettis has the opportunity to have his true breakout year this season, and that's why I like Dante Pettis here. After we selected Dante Pettis, DJ Moore came off the board, followed by Rashad Penny, Hunter Henry, Alshon Jeffrey, Eric Ebron, Robbie Anderson, Sammy Watkins, Evan Ingram, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Miller, Matty Ice, Darius Geis, Christian Kirk, Allen Robinson, Darrell Henderson, and quarterback Drew Brees. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 M's in my bank account. 7 quarterbacks have been selected off the board, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tight ends. 7 quarterbacks, 7 tight ends. How great. Now we can wait one more round on the tight end so that we get the guy that we want, and I think he'll fall to us. So we want to go running back here before he flies off the board. Now, let me tell you something about Latavius Murray. He is in the role Mark Ingram was in last year. And Mark Ingram was suspended the first 4 games last year. But when Mark Ingram came in, he had some solid weeks. He's a solid flex option. He may hop in the end zone. This guy like Latavius Murray, he might hop in the end zone. He may even be a better player than Mark Ingram was. And he can be used in the passing game as well. Obviously not heavily because Kamara is the pass catching back. Obviously, he's pretty much a fucking wide receiver. You can't guard him. And that's why we're going to go Latavius Murray here. If Alvin Kamara was to go down, Latavius Murray would instantly be a top 12 guy, and even that he's pretty much like an upgraded handcuff. So even if Alvin Kamara wasn't to go down, even if Alvin Kamara was to go not to go down, Latavius Murray is a solid flex option. So that's why we're gonna go Latavius Murray or a solid bye week fill-in. So after we went Latavius Murray, Miles Sanders got the board, followed by Carson Wentz, Larry Fitz, Will Fuller, Jordan Howard. So we are going to be looking tight end here because I highly doubt he will fall back to me if I don't pick him here. Now, Jared Cook, Vance McDonald, David Njoku, these are guys I'm targeting heavily because I think that they're going to have great years this year, and I don't have to waste a top 6 round pick on them. I can wait till the 7th, 8th, 9th round to select one of these guys. Now, I don't know if they're going to come back to me, so that's why I'm targeting them now. But if I had the cojones to wait, maybe in a real draft I may wait. But in a mock draft, I want to show you that this is where you're going to have to pick them if you want them, maybe even in the 7th round. So we're going to go now. Leave in the comments which tight end you'd rather have: Jared Cook, Vance McDonald, David Njoku. Personally, I like McDonald over all of them, but I do like Cook and Njoku a lot. I like Cook more than Njoku, but I'm going to go with Vance McDonald here. This could be the wrong pick. Jared Cook could end up being that guy with Drew Brees. Right now, do I know what's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to happen, but I don't know. We haven't seen any preseason, so that's why I'm going to go Vance McDonald here, because I believe Vance McDonald will be a big part of Pittsburgh's offense. So after we selected the Vance McDonald, Rojo came out the board, followed by Royce Freeman, Kareem Hunt, Jared Cook, N'Keal Harry, David Njoku, Corey Davis, Austin Eckler, Geronimo Allison, Russell Wilson, Bears defense, Kyler Murray, Cam Newton, Marvin Jones, D.D. Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy. So now it's our pick. And people are already picking backup quarterback. Someone pick the defense. Don't reach for a defense. You're fucking stupid if you do that. And I'm gonna explain to you at the end of the video how to do that. So, but before you're sitting here, you're waiting. Just click like on the video and click that subscribe button. But right now, we're probably gonna have to go quarterback because people are starting to pick backup quarterbacks. We want to make sure we get lock in a guy that I want. So that guy that I want now, I wouldn't be upset going Jared Goff here, but I'd rather go with the guy with higher upside in famous Jameis Winston, the crab stealer himself, famous Jameis, the W eater. We're gonna be eating W's all fucking fantasy season long on this goddamn channel. I'll tell you that right now. And Jameis Winston is going to eat those W's for you because he slings the ball. That motherfucker will throw the ball to someone in the stands. He'll throw the ball to everyone. The offense, the defense, the coach. He'll throw it to anyone. So he's going to throw picks in the games. You know that. He'll probably throw a pick every fucking game. But if he throws 2 touchdowns, rushes the ball a bit, slings the ball, you're going to be winning some fucking games. And that's why I like Jameis Winston on a Bruce Arians offense. So we're going to go famous fucking Jameis here. After we selected the famous one, Damian Harris came with the board, followed by Jalen Samuels, Dante Foreman, DK Metcalf, Rams defense, Jared Goff. So that's our pick, and we need more running backs. The key to winning fantasy is loading up on the running backs. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 fucking running backs. We need like 6. So we're going to go with some high upside picks here. The pick I like most here is going to probably be Peyton Barber. Now, Peyton Barber, you might be like, oh, Nick, Peyton Barber's ass. He gets like 3.1 yards per carry. And I know, I agree. He's fucking ass. But he might be the running back 1 on Tampa Bay. And being the running back 1 on any team is obviously better than some second string, sorry ass guy who may not touch the ball that many times. So for that reason, I am all in on Peyton Barber this fantasy football season in the 10th round. Or potentially even later. After we went Peyton Barber, Colin Sutton came off the board, followed by Golden Tate, Carlos Hyde, MVS, Kiki Cootie, Jarek McKinnon, Tom Brady, TJ Hawkinson, Curtis Samuels, James Washington, AP, Austin Hooper, Jags defense, Deshaun Jackson, Phillip Rivers, and LA Chargers defense. So, we've got 3 receivers. We've got a fucking 1, 2, 3. We got 5 running backs, 3 receivers. And a quarterback. Now, you might be thinking, Nick, you gotta pick another receiver. You only have 3. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. I want to have these running backs on my team. So I'm gonna pick a guy that I want. A guy that I like. But actually, I'm gonna fucking counteract myself and pick a receiver that I like here and just pick a running back in the next round. Because I think that one of the good ones I like will fall to me. Now, right here, these receivers kinda not that the best. Kind of flyers. You're looking at a guy like Emmanuel Sanders, who, after watching this dude fucking run in whatever he was doing, he looks like he's fucking 22 years old. He was running good. I think he may have a fucking comeback year this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. I also like Deshaun Hamilton, but I see so much upside in Emmanuel Sanders here that I almost can't pass it up. Now, if he sucks two weeks in, just fucking cut his ass. He'll probably won't be able to figure it out, but if he starts off strong, this is going to be worth an 11th round pick. So that's why we're going to go Emmanuel Sanders here. After we picked Emmanuel Sanders, Ito Smith comes with the board, followed by Alexander Madison, Dante Moncrief, Justice Hill, Paris Campbell, Anthony Miller. So now we're going to another running back. We need to make sure you load up your bench with these running bikes. So we're going to go with a guy who I see with solid upside, Matt Breida, who could end up being the number 1 on San Francisco. Same thing with Dion Lewis can end up being the 1 on Tennessee. I don't know. Tennessee's just so confusing. I don't know what to do with Derrick Henry. I don't know what to do with Dion Lewis. But with a 12th round pick, I like those kind of running backs. Another running back I like back here, a guy like what's his name? Raquel Armstead, the backup to Leonard Fournette. And you're gonna have to sit him on your bench for a while. If you have Leonard Fournette, you kind of have to draft him, but he'll be sitting on your bench for years. He'll just be riding the pine, and then Fournette will not show up to pictures. He'll fucking get hurt like he always does, or he'll do something stupid, and you'll be able to play Rock Armstead and absolutely destroy some motherfucker when some guy has been riding the pine for 6 weeks. So that's why I like him. But I will go with someone who I think will play at the beginning of the season and go with Matt Breida. Now, actually, I do at this point. I would be willing to go for a cuff on Joe Mixon and just cuff him with Giovanni Bernard, or I could cuff Marlon Mack with Naheem Hines. So I don't normally do that, but I'm going to do this here to show you how to do it. You look up the backup on the Googles if you don't know the backup to your running back, and then you draft that guy. Now, there's some things to figure out about handcuffs. I'll probably make a handcuff video, but you don't want to handcuff a guy like Saquon because you don't know who Saquon's backup is. There's a bunch of guys behind him, Wayne Gallman, all these other guys. And then there's a guy like Joe Mixon. You know his backup is Giovanni Bernard. You know Marlon Mack's backup is Naheem Hines. You know that Melvin Gordon's backup is two guys. It's his name's escaping me. It's Eckler and it's Justin Jackson. But and then there's guys like David Johnson who you kind of know their backup. But then there's guys like let me think off the top of my head. Like if Damian Williams was to go down, Kansas City could be Darwin Thompson, could be Carlos Hyde. Who the fuck knows? Probably a share. So that's why it's kind of hard. I don't really like handcuffs, but I do fuck with this handcuff. We'll go Naheem Hines. He probably has standalone value to play at your flex if you're fucked, you could probably play him as your flex. But I obviously wouldn't because I already have Marlon Mack, so we'll just cuff him. Put the cuffs on him. 50 Shades Grey. Tie him to the bed. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with me? Alright, we went Naheem Hines. Big Van went, followed by Jimmy Guap, Delaney Walker, Dickie Dak Prescott, Devin Funchess, Me Colehard. Man, Tyrell Williams, Lamar Jackson, Ravens defense, Vikings defense, Devin Singletary, Browns defense, Greg Zuerlein, Kirk Cousins, G. Reg, third leg Olsen, Dion Lewis. Now, we could also go with we could hit him with the double handcuff. But double handcuffs are for fucking pussies. So we're gonna go Matt Breida. You could go backup quarterback here. You'd be looking at guys like Kissin, Titties Trubisky, Carr, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Big Dick Nick Foles. But I'm all in on getting Matt Breida here for what I talked about before about Breida. If you don't remember, scroll back like 2 minutes. I went on a goddamn tangent. So after we pick Matt Breida, Deshaun Hamilton came off the board, followed by Mark Andrews, late round tight end that I like, along with Hawkinson. Will Lutz, Houston defense, Justin Tucker, Cam Fairbairn, and now it's defense season. So I do not pick a defense and hold them the whole season. Unless you had the Bears last year. I kept the Bears, held them the whole season because they were so fucking good. But normally I just stream. And the defense I like streaming this year, Dallas Cowboys. They have an easy first 3 weeks. And if you don't get the Cowboys, what you're going to do is you're going to go on Google. You're going to go NFL schedule week 1. You're going to find a defense that's playing a shitty offense and then pick that defense, the best available defense on the board according to that. And you know what you do week 2? Check who they're playing. They have a shitty week 2 opponent, you keep them in. But if they're playing against the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, you fucking drop their ass so fast, straight onto the ground. Fuck that defense, and you just pick another one up off the waiver wire. So we're gonna go the Cowboys here. After with the Cowboys, I'm only gonna say real players because it just gets too annoying saying a bunch of defensive names. So Trey Burton came out the board, followed by Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham's too old. Don't draft him. Devontae Parker, Josh Allen, Duke Johnson, Chris Thompson, kicker, defense, Traquan Smith, my pick, kicker time. The way you're going to pick a kicker is either off the brain, knowing a kicker you like, or going on Google, finding a professional who does kicker rankings, a professional guy who does rankings, and then draft the kicker that they have ranked the highest. So we're going to go Brett Maher here. After we went Maher, the Colts went, followed by Giovanni Bernard, our handcuff, and Jordan Reed. So our lineup consisted of Famous Jameis at the quarterback position, Joe Mixon and Marlon Mack at the running back position. Juju and Tyler Boyd are our starting receivers. Our tight end is Vance McDonald. Our flex is David Montgomery for now, maybe someone else. Our kicker and defense don't matter. Dante Pettis on our bench. Our bench consists of Dante Pettis, Latavius Murray, Peyton Barber, Emmanuel Sanders, Naheem Hines, Matt Breida. So thank you guys all for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you click on the subscribe button that's either down below or on the screen right now. And while you're at that, click the notification bell to get notified for every video. Leave a comment down below if you want me to do your draft. And then click on one of the videos that's on the fucking screen. Watch another goddamn video. And I hope you guys had a great goddamn day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Monday, guys. Goodbye.